Hi televiewers, we are glad to have you on the Press Today Roundup on your Pan-African television, AFRIQUEMEDIA. We'll be giving you some of the major African papers we went through in the course of the week. Let's start today's edition with Sudan Tribune. According to the paper, the Sudanese government is working with forces in Uganda that are opposed to President Yoweri Museveni to bring about positive political influence. The Speaker of the country's National Assembly, Ahmed Ibrahim Al-Tai, said on Sunday. Al-Tai did not, however, provide any details on Khartoum's efforts in this regard, but his remarks signaled a new stage in the already sour relations between Sudan and Uganda. The paper, in another development, stated that South Sudan accused neighboring Sudan of launching a fresh ground attack against its northern Bahr Gaza state on Sunday, killing at least one civilian and wounding others. Just this, after two states agreed to withdraw their troops from the tense, contested and heavily militarized border. Now, looking at New Era, Tuesday edition cited that the Namibian Excise Kits Association (NECA) gave the government an ultimatum either to pay attention to their demands within 7 days or face a national strike. NECA chairperson Benita Nakambo said they are demanding the government keeps its promise of giving jobs to the unemployed children of the liberation struggle. Another interesting report the paper carried stated that emergency teams and police officers are doing a dress rehearsal for the 23rd Independence Anniversary celebrations due next week. 2013 official national celebration will take place at Oshankati in Oshana region. Looking at Business Day Nigeria, according to Tuesday's paper, Dana whose airplane was involved in crash on 3rd June 2012 in Lagos, killing off 153 passengers on board, has been suspended from flying just 6 months after it was allowed to restart, the air said in a statement. The airline, however, said it has no knowledge behind the suspension by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA). In another instance, the paper revealed that First Bank's commitment to fostering thought leadership and promoting economic integration will see its group managing director Bisi Onasanya join other panelists at the Nigeria Summit 2013, organized by the Economics Conferences to discuss transformation within the West African sub-region. Looking at Daily Observer, the journal in its kicker stated that a total number of 267 women that make up the 11th batch of the President's infertility treatment program were on Friday discharged by the Gambian leader, His Excellency President Yahya Jammeh, after a week-long treatment in Kanalai. The discharge ceremony was held at State House in Banjul. Another story in the journal reported that the Independent Electoral Commission (IEC) has closed nomination of candidates for the April 4th polls. The paper equally wrote that the Minister of Local Government, Lands, Traditional Rulers, and Health and Social Welfare, Mamadou Akibaya, and Balagaba Jahumba, respectively, have called for peace ahead of the forthcoming local government elections. Now, taking you to Tanzania, will be taking the Citizen. According to Wednesday Journal, the new Chinese leader Xi Jinping is expected to get into Tanzanian capital Dar es Salaam on Sunday on a visit that has great significance for Sino-Tanzania relations. Tanzania will be the second country after Russia that the Chinese leader visits next week. In another instance, the journal pointed that uncertainty in Tanzania's fiscal policy is costing companies dearly, with African Barrier Gold (ABG) being the latest casualty. Changes in value-added tax exempted have cost the mining company a huge amount in payments through the government. Now, looking at the Herald from Zimbabwe, according to this edition, the press says Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe on Tuesday, 19th March, said no one could extend the life of Parliament as only the tenure of the executive could be extended. Mugabe's remark came in the wake of attempts by his coalition government partners to stretch the life of the current Parliament beyond its constitutional term and have harmonized elections later in 2013. This issue of the press equally stated that analysts on Tuesday said the overwhelming endorsement of the draft constitution by millions of Zimbabweans was a clear indication that the majority identified with the document, and the process was not only people people-driven but nationally representative. Now, looking at Sudan Tribune Wednesday edition, Sudan's Bashir confirmed he will stand down by 2015. According to the paper, Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir has reiterated his intention to step down at the end of his term in 2015. President Bashir added that the country is in need of fresh blood. Reports say deliberations are now underway within the National Congress Party (NCP) to select a new presidential candidate for the next general elections. Another report the paper carried revealed that the UK-based charity, the Sudan Social Development Organization, SUDO, has condemned the killing of 4 civilians in South Darfur by forces from the Sudan Liberation Army, loyal to leader Meni Menawi, calling on the rebel group to bring those officers responsible to justice. Now, taking Daily Observer, the paper in its kicker stated that the National Training Authority (NTA) on 11th March 2013 formally accredited the GPU School of Journalism to provide journalism education in the country, an unprecedented development for a country that has never had a formal structure for journalism education. The paper again reported that the President of the Gambia, His Excellency Yahya Jammeh, has said that education with discipline lays the foundation for the development of the socio-economic activity of any nation. President Jammeh urged the visiting top council members of the West African Examination Council (WAEC) to look into the issue of discipline in schools. Now, giving you Thursday's paper, will be taking daily news. Egypt's Independence Daily revealed that the Cairo Southern Court on Wednesday 20th ordered the release of some 31 detainees arrested during the Sunday clashes between protesters and police in front of the Muslim Brotherhood headquarters in Muqattam. The paper went further to say India and Egypt on Tuesday signed 7 key pacts, including several memoranda and bilateral cooperation in maritime trade, information technology, and other fields. The accord came following President Morsi's visit to India. This other one reported that a group of protesters gathered in front of the military prosecution building in Suez on Wednesday against the dispersal of unemployed demonstrators the evening before in Port Said. Now, taking Sudan Tribune, according to the journal, the African Union has welcomed the successful convening of a recent extraordinary meeting of the Joint Political Security Mechanism (JPSM) to report on the implementation of security accords between Khartoum and Juba. The meeting was held in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa from 16 to 19 March 2013. This paper equally had a feature story that said a delegation of South Sudan's traditional leaders, TLS, has completed a tour of African countries in which a successful synthesis of governance at the local and central levels has been achieved. Now, taking Business Day Nigeria. This publication of the online press cited that Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) on Thursday released a new set of interconnect rate determination for voice services in Nigeria after comprehensive consultation with stakeholders in the telecommunication industry. Still in the journal, it's revealed that all the preferred bidders for the 15 Power Holding Company of Nigeria (PHCN) successor companies have met the deadline for the payment of the mandatory 25% of the offer value of their bids. This other issue revealed that Nigeria spent an average of 41.41 billion naira on champagne yearly, according to a report by Euromonitor International. Now, looking at the Post newspaper, Friday's edition of the paper revealed that Zambia ex-President Rupai Bandar has asked the Lusaka High Court to quash Speaker Dr. Patrick Matibini's decision to proceed to deliberate a motion which led to the lifting of his immunity because it was illegal and irregular. Bandar's son, however, said Zambians will be the ultimate judges on the matters surrounding his father. Complete the story on page 4. Another story the paper carries states that the Drug Enforcement Commission has arrested the University of Zambia Student Union President Ali Tunkara and 2 other students for forgery, authoring of false documents, and attempted theft involving 50 million kwacha. See page 2 for more details on this story. Now, looking at New Vision. Uganda's leading daily reveals that President Yoweri Museveni has assured Ugandans that security organs are better equipped, more prepared, and have the capacity to contain any wrong elements that threatens the peace and security of Ugandans. President Museveni allayed fears in the country and called on leaders to mobilize the local population into modern agro-production to promote incomes. This other one states that Nigeria's stock markets regulator on Thursday said it has suspended EcoBanks from all capital market activities because of irregularities surrounding a loan. Now looking at Business Day South Africa, the journal in its kicker states that the Congress of South African Trade Unions COSATU has poured cold water on the African National Congress ANC's economic transformation resolutions and its adoption of the National Development Plan NDP at the Mangwan conference, saying they are not a radical economic shift. The story continues on page 2. In another instance, the paper pointed that ESCOM on Thursday urged all household users of electricity to cut their usage by 10% as a major coal supply remained at a standstill and threatened to fire thousands of workers. Please turn to page 4 for more details. Finally, we'll be taking the Herald Online Zimbabwe. According to this online newspaper, political parties in Zimbabwe have shifted their attention to the general elections to be held by June 29, 2013, with ZANU-PF expected to unveil its manifesto in a fortnight, while the MDCT Election Directorate is expected to make pronouncement on its primary elections next week. Another report the paper carried recounted that the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission has come under fire for politicizing its operations, selectively targeting ZANU-PF ministers in the inclusive government for alleged corruption to the inclusive of documented cases of corruption in the MDCT and other sectors of the society. This is where we call it off for the Press Today Roundup on your Pan-African television. For more information, visit www.afriquemedia.tv. Have a wonderful weekend.